Hey, what's up guys? Zach Rowe back at it. We have another video here today of a workout breakdown, and we're going to switch it up. We're going to a different person. Her name, well, I'm not sure what her real name is, but her YouTube page name is Blog Pilates, like blog. She blogs about her stuff and then Pilates combined. From what I can tell, from my research, is that she's pretty big in the fitness YouTube world, especially in Pilates, obviously. I've never really seen her before I started researching it. I mean, that's not too crazy because I don't do a lot of Pilates personally myself. So, yeah, I watched this video to kind of set myself up, but I watched it a couple weeks ago. So I know it's a good video to watch. There's, some stuff I like, some stuff I don't like, but I don't remember exactly the details. So let's just get into it.
Hey guys, Cassie here, and welcome to your total body Pilates workout. You guys, I've got arms, legs, booty, abs, all in one with an amazing playlist. I hope you like the songs that I chose for you guys today. It's got an upbeat flavor, and pretty much you don't have to think it's a dance party workout. Okay? So, if you are ready to get started, give this video a thumbs up. Our first song is going to be focusing on your legs. So what I want you to do is to bring your heels together, toes out at a 45-degree angle. Now we calf, raise, calf, raise. Yes, we're focusing on calves.
Alright, so, she says we're going to start with legs, which is cool, that's good. If you remember back to the first episode, you always want to focus on compound movements. So legs is kind of a good place to start, a lot of major muscle groups. But then first exercise, she goes straight to calf raises, which is more of it's an isolation exercise, obviously, isolating your calves, more of a secondary muscle group. So, it's an interesting and strange first exercise selection. That's not something I'd ever start with, is these calves. It's a very weird one. Let's keep it going.
A lot of you guys are always asking for this, and yeah, I kind of ignore it sometimes, but not today. Today, we are focusing on the calves and making them burn.
So, that's right, that's true. I mean, a lot of people don't ever work on calves, something they don't really focus on. It's an important muscle group, but, yeah, I mean, never mind, I'm not going to get all into it. She's right, but it's not a great muscle group to start with.
Good. Now pulse. Pulse. Lift through your heels. Good stuff. Beautiful. Keep the shoulders away from the ears.
Alright, so Sue said shoulders away from the ears. What I'm tending to notice with a lot of these YouTube instructors is they have really good cues. I want to say that's a great cue, but it's a good one because it's just kind of like the one the other day, pushing the shoulders back and down, so you're not having like a hunched forward posture. So that's good. That's cool. It is a cue.
All right, now we're going to take our right leg forward for a lunge on the tippy toes. Here, just like that. Keep it on the balls of your...
Okay, you lost me here. So I know she's trying to focus on calves, but you never do a lunge like that up on your toes, really. There's two different things going on with that. One is whenever you're doing like a compound exercise of the lower body, you want to keep 3 points of contact. So like a lunge, a squat, a hip hinge, like a deadlift, anything like that. Unless it's like a modified one, like a heel elevated squat. But even then, you're still keeping 3 points of contact because your toes are on the ground, your heel is up on the plate. Even then, you're keeping 3 points of contact because you're creating stability. Your stability starts with the foot, so when you have your heel up off the ground like this, you're only keeping 2 points of contact, so you're unstable. So then leads into my second point, is your force production. Your force production is going to diminish, and it's going to require more core stabilization, or stabilizing from the hips, core, everything. Which I guess isn't the worst thing, because it is Pilates. It's supposed to be kind of a Pilates exercise or workout, and Pilates does put emphasis on core, but I don't know, I wouldn't really recommend doing lunges up on your toes like that. You want to keep 3 points of contact, and that's going to increase your stability and increase your your force production.
Your feet. Switch and down. Down. Good stuff.
And second with the lunges is she's doing more of like a pulse, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but she didn't really say that. She's not locking out at the top. And pulses are cool, but it should be something that you more is like a supplement in. It shouldn't be the base of your workout. All she's doing is lunges with the pulses. The reason pulsing is not most ideal is that you're not getting the full stretch and flex of the muscle. To really create muscle damage, which then eventually leads to muscle growth, is the sarcomeres being stretched and spread apart, and then the muscle fiber breaks up slightly, it creates muscle damage, and then, like I said, it grows back. So when you're pulsing, you're going to feel that burn, but it's more of just a metabolic byproduct. The byproduct of the muscle fibers. So it's going to create a lot of metabolic byproduct, and you're going to really feel that burn, but it's not going to be as beneficial for strengthening your muscles overall. Hopefully that made sense. I kind of rambled.
Now do that again. Switch. Down. Keep going. 2 more times. Switch. Come down to the chair pose. Lift your heels. Now we releve chair. Up. Down. Lift. Oh my gosh. Yes, let it burn.
Alright, so this, I don't know if this is a pose. She said releve chair or something. I've never heard that before. I don't know if this is a pose, but this is just kind of just a fancy calf raise, really. Instead of having your knees locked out, you're sitting in kind of like a quarter squat, like a chair pose, you know, and then you're doing calf raises. So it's the same kind of idea as the lunge. Is you're reducing your force production, essentially. I don't know. This is a weird exercise selection. I don't know.
Keep that back, long, chest, open, really reaching your hands up. Pulse, yep, work the booty, work the thighs.
Alright, so yeah, when she's saying this doesn't really work your glutes out at all. Because see how upright her torso is in this position? So when you don't have a lot of hip extensions, so you're not really using your glutes at all. And then, you are working the thighs, but it's the same kind of idea. It's like the pulsing, you're creating a lot of metabolic byproduct, but you're not really getting that stretch and the flex, which is going to eventually help with the hypertrophy, if that's what you're going for. I've never seen someone do this exercise before, so I'll give her that.
Bring the balls of the feet into the mat. 4, 3, 2, heels down, down, up. Yep, we're not stopping. Stilettos, down, up. Yeah, come on. Up. Your hands can be wherever you want. Okay? Push the balls of the feet into the mat. Beautiful. 2, it's time for arms. Nope.
Okay, so that was from 340 so she did like 3 minutes of like kind of a leg exercise, but mainly calves. So that's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting programming, because you want to hit all the major muscle groups. So what would be better if she was really trying to focus on legs is doing like just some regular old squats, just good old squats. maybe some kind of like hamstring curl type exercise with the dumbbells. She's got some dumbbells back there. You can squeeze the dumbbell in between your feet and then curl. And if you want more like calf engagement, you can really focus on pointing your toes out away from you, which is going to stretch them and be more challenging in your calves. But that was just like all calves. So that's not really your legs. That's just one muscle in your leg. Just like, quads, hamstrings, glutes, anterior tibialis, posterior tibialis. And that's an important thing to say too, is you can't just work out just your calves all the time. A lot of people really focus on your calves, but then that's how people end up having terrible range of motion in their ankles, is they don't ever work out their anterior tibialis or posterior tibialis, which is the opposing muscle groups of the gastrocnemius, which is like when you say calves, basically that's what people mean, is your gastroc. So you're not creating muscle balance. If someone just does this workout routine, they don't know any better, all they do is calves, they're not going to get any anterior tibialis, and that becomes an issue.
No push-ups, you guys. This is all weightless arms, robot arms, down and up.
And yeah, now I'm remembering this now from when I previewed it. This is really bad. Like, I'll give it a break on the calves with the legs or whatever, but this isn't just not an exercise. This is what I do for like a warm up. This is warming up your shoulders. This isn't like creating any kind of intensity in your muscles to strengthen anything or do anything really. Just doing robot.
Want the elbows to be in line with your shoulders. Nice, down and up, belly in, standing tall. You can walk around, do whatever you need to, okay? But I want your back tall, your chin up, belly in, standing tall, top of head to the ceiling. Lift. Nice. Feel the shoulders. You got it. Down, down, up. Post punchers. Down, out, in and up. Low, out, down and up. Are we burning? Good. Come.
Okay, so those robot arms, whatever, she was doing like their internal external rotation. So it's really not even your shoulder, like your shoulder muscle, your deltoid engaging there. It's mainly the smaller muscle groups, rotator cuff muscles. There's 4 of them in there that do the internal external rotation. And it's important to strengthen those, but you're not even using any resistance. You're just rotating your arms back and forth. So that's tough. And now she has this like kick out thing to the side. So this is honestly almost kind of like just cardio for your upper body, really, because you don't have any kind of resistance, and there was like no rest in between, and it's just constant movement. And she's doing it, I'd probably say around 4 minutes, more or less. Like 3 minutes. Just 3 minutes straight. That's not strengthening your arms and your shoulders at all.
Come on. Boom. Out. This helps with your shoulder mobility. Boom. Out. I want you out. This helps with your shoulder mobility as well. Low.
Okay. That doesn't improve your shoulder mobility at all, because you're not reaching the upper limits of the mobility of the glenoid humeral socket. You're just moving around in a pretty easy range of motion. Like, most people are going to be able to do that without any issues. So it's like she's kind of trying to say it's a strength exercise, but then also say she's working on mobility. If you really want to work on mobility for your shoulder joint, you really got to push the range of motions and really put that glenoid humeral socket in a position that it's not normally in. So like one that I think of often is I can't think of the name of it, but like you get on like quadruped position, and you but then you shift your hands out wide and you drop one elbow down to the ground, and then you stack the other shoulder on top of it, and then push your hips back. Maybe I'll try and link them. I'm probably not explaining it very well. I'll try and remember to link it in the comments. The first time I saw it was from Onnit. It's really popular in like the Onnit circle. I've seen lots of their instructors do that, and that will actually really work on your mobility. This does not, because it's not in any extreme range of motion.
Out. Come on. I want you to keep. Okay, come on. Down. Elbows together. Don't let them go. I sprung that on you.
Prayer pulses. Now these upset me. Prayer pulses. I don't know. So she's doing, you know, what is it? Shoulder adduction, right? And she's, it's kind of like almost doing like a pec deck. She's trying to engage the pec muscles, because they don't just, like press, they also adduct. So I think that's what she's going for, but then she's like pulsing up too to kind of engage her shoulders. But, I have nothing wrong with isometrics, but like that, but, that's real tough. The thing is, it's I understand the concept behind it, but it's just, you're trying to like reinvent the wheel at that point. It's unnecessary. It's super extra. If you're just trying to work on adduction, you have some dumbbells right there. You can just do a pec fly, it's like, it's not the most Pilates-esque thing, but you're doing a lot more for yourself than these prayer pulses. It's a little upsetting, I'll be honest.
Up, elbows together, don't let them go. I want you to think about chin to nose. Good. Come on, guys. Up, not down. There. Hold. Wallet. Crushes. Oh my gosh, it felt so good. Now, look at my elbows. You're creating a little rainbow.
Yeah, and against the walnut crushers, again, that's a very common warm-up I do. I call them like Hercules stretch or something. You work on a scapular retraction, squeezing the shoulder blades and coming apart. That's a warm-up. If you think any of these last 3 exercises are a workout, that's just unfortunate, to say the least. These are not workouts. This is what I like to call is like lowest common denominator stuff. Like, you're just trying to appease to people that absolutely never work out at all, and just trying to kind of suck them in with some like real easy, like, oh, I could do that. Like, yeah, anyone can do that. It's not hard. It's not doing anything for you, really. Yeah, that's a bummer.
As you squeeze your back, squeeze. Come on. Air pulse. Up. Oh, you thought I was gonna
Back to
you don't
knees.
know?
Back
We're
to
gonna lift. Hold.
Can my side be firm?
Oh,
My
I
side
got
is
hair
super
still.
soft. With the Sleep Number
I have
360
to add, that's
smartphone, you can both
unfortunate,
adjust your
huh?
comfort with your Sleep Number setting.
Can it help keep us
Can't
asleep?
skip it.
Absolutely. It senses your movements and automatically adjusts to keep you both comfortable. Sleep Number. This is not a bet. It's proven quality sleep from $9.99.
Your skin, my guy, it's not even that hard. I know most guys don't really care about skincare that much, even though they...
On the floor for some abs. All right. So I want your legs hip-width apart, okay? And I want you to bring the arms up like so. You're gonna lean back for cha-cha abs. So your shoulder's gonna come down, keeping this arm straight. Your shoulder's gonna come down, keeping this arm straight. Ready? Let's go. Cha, cha, cha. Cha, cha, cha. Abs.
Okay, so cha-cha abs. I've never heard that before. This is, again, reinventing the wheel kind of exercise. You're doing like you're just like holding an isometric kind of crunch. You can get a better look at her from this position. This is a challenging exercise. It's for sure working your abdominals, rectus abdominis. But the cha-cha thing, like, it's not even like a Russian twist where you're rotating and engaging your obliques. It's just like this weird, like, kind of, again, like lowest common denominator type stuff. Like, you're like, oh yeah, like, look at this, we're cha-cha, and someone's like probably like, oh, this is cool, this is fun.
Nice and tight. Really leaning. Good, now I'm gonna turn sideways. You don't have to because I want you to see me. Boom, boom, boom. Notice how my back is tall. My chest is open. My arm, shock, shock. Earthquake, here we go. Bring the arms forward, legs forward. I want you to lean back. Good. Press the heels together, point the toes, roll the shoulders. Beautiful. Stay.
So, you know, I'm not gonna knock her. She's definitely very strong. Her core is definitely very strong. But, one thing I've noticed with all these is, she hasn't given any kind of modifications. This is a very challenging exercise. The cha-cha thing, and also this. This is extremely challenging. I mean, most people are not gonna be able to do this, and especially the type of people that she's trying to kind of get at. You know, again, we're talking about lowest common denominator. Someone's not going to be able to do that. So, I feel like it would be good to show some modifications how you could make this a little bit easier, but still get some benefits out of it.
Stay there, stay there. Raise your right arm. Up. Good. Little lower.
That makes it even harder. So that's cool. She has some progressions, but we need some regressions for sure.
Whoa, let it shake. I'm shaking. Keep that chest open. There's a string pulling from. And lift for 2. Yes, low. Back. Up. And lift. This is your roll up.
Just some
Nice,
some
guys.
crunches.
Really peel your spine. Low. Exhale up. You guys, now once that chorus hits, I'm going to ask you to come back into that chorus, leaning back. Very nice. Come on. You've got it. Left. Oh my gosh, almost there. 1. Slow. Nice, you guys. Keep farther. Music. Get up. There's a lot going on here. Legs in the front.
Okay, so that was it for the core. One thing I just realized is, you know, this is supposed to be a Pilates-esque workout, and she hasn't one time mentioned the breath. Inhalation and exhalation is an extremely important part of Pilates that she has not brought up once. Maybe that's something she's talked about in the past. I'm sure she has, you know, and maybe she just kind of expects that. You know, she probably gets a lot of the same type of people watching her videos. Looking through the comments, it seemed like people that really enjoy what she puts out and follow along with it. So she might be assuming people kind of know at this point, like, where to breathe and not breathe. But she hasn't really mentioned it once, which is, you know, I'd at least preface it at the front. Because if you're getting someone that's never done Pilates before, you know, just randomly looking through YouTube looking for like a Pilates workout, you could very easily come along this and not really know what you're doing, and then you're missing out on the benefits of what Pilates is intended for. So, yeah.
I want you to lift and lower. Lift and lower. Keeping this leg protruding out from the body at a perpendicular angle.
So mermaid pulse was, again, this is another just kind of reinventing the wheel. This is just hip abduction, works out your glute med, glute mid. I like the she's got like the nice cute little names for stuff. But this is a good leg exercise. I like these.
Okay? Good stuff. Now keep going, let it burn.
Okay, so I'm coming to notice a trend. A trend here is she's really focused on the burn, and I think that's because she just wants people to really feel it. There's this weird thing in fitness where you really gotta feel it. You gotta feel sore. You gotta feel the burn, and those aren't very good indicators of a good workout or getting results or anything really. It doesn't mean anything, that burn. Like we've already talked about it, it's just a metabolic byproduct. So these pulsing circle things, it's just like you're kind of repetitively doing a hip abduction. It's really the same thing as just the lifting straight up and down. You're just going in a circle as opposed to straight up and down.
Circling, circling, you got it. Round, round, feel that booty, right? Ready? Right here. Open up, down and close.
Alright, clamshell kicks. Clamshells are obviously very well-known exercise. She's at, like, you know, again, just reinventing the wheel, adding a little kick to it, which I guess, working your hip flexor. But clamshells is basically the same thing as the mermaid pulses she was just doing. I'd say it's just a little too much with the hip adduction, just too much volume. Most people, by the time you get done with the mermaid ups and downs and then the circles back and forth, their glute med and glute min are just going to be on fire. I don't know if they're going to even really be able to do this properly.
Yeah, get ready, we're gonna go to the other side. Same thing, and lower, really engage. Get ready, go back here, nice and clean. Okay, and lower.
Okay.
I want you to come down, lift, and
You know what, there's one way to do it frame by frame. I cannot remember how, and I don't want to mess up the video at this point, but here's a bridge. Big fan of bridges, definitely a real good exercise. This is something I maybe would have put at the beginning with the legs. And, it's nice also because you're engaging your core, but she definitely way overextended on that first rep. This is a good point now, but I didn't pause it fast enough. But she was definitely super extending, arching her low back, which is not the objective of this. For a bridge, you're trying to really work on your glutes and your core and keeping your pelvis in a neutral position. What she was doing is she would be posteriorly pelvic tilting, right? No, sorry, anterior pelvic tilt, which then, rotates the hips forward and then overarches the low back, and then you're engaging your low back a lot more during the bridge as opposed to the glutes, which is not ideal. Let me go back.
your bridge. I want you to come down, lift.
Okay, sure, arms kind of away, but see that arch right there? It's no bueno. You don't want to be doing that during a bridge. Not ideal.
And lower. Lift and lower. Good stuff. Come on.
These are good now. Alright, it was just that first one. Otherwise, they were looking pretty good.
Now, lift up your right leg. Ready? We're going to pulse, 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 pulse. See, that was a mini break for you. You're lucky I gave you those bridges. Come on. Final song.
So, single leg bridges, these are really good because oftentimes a lot of people have imbalances in their glute from side to side. So, doing singles, and I'm sure if you do them, you'll notice that one side is a little bit harder than the other. But again, it's back to the pulses. These pulses are going to create a lot of metabolic byproduct and really cause that burn, which is what she's kind of looking for, I feel like, with these exercises. You're better off just doing full range of motion, single leg bridges. That would work better.
Alright, switch. Up. You're almost there. Your butt cheeks together, there's a penny in between, and slowly roll down with control. Give yourself a big round of applause.
So, the two main things of Pilates is the breath and the core control, and that kind of goes with your pelvis too. And I feel like she kind of just didn't really nail either of them, honestly. Unfortunately, she had some good things in there, but it was just a lot of pulsing and a lot of like trying to work on the burn, which is, like we talked about earlier, not really beneficial for anyone.
Applause, hands long behind you, slowly roll up. Woo! We did it. That was your total body routine. I hope you had so much fun. I really like this mix of songs. I felt like it was kind kind of empowering. It was great. Let me know down below what songs you want to hear to put into my workout videos. Again, I think music is so important to a workout because if you're breathing or how much your legs are burning and you're just moving to music, that's what I want, okay? So I hope if you want a workout calendar to follow you guys every month.
Okay, so that's about it. So, the main objective of this video, I didn't really put at the end, but as you can see in the top left, it's the best body slimming workout. You know, it's definitely some kind of clickbaity type stuff. It's like, oh, you do this and you'll lose weight or whatever. Ultimately, this is not a very good body slimming workout. It's like, there's like zero cardio in it, and it's a lot of isolation, like almost everything. I don't think there was a single compound movement that whole time. Yeah, no. Those calves, and then shoulders, and then the weird squeeze thing, and then core, and then what was the last one? I don't remember, but it was all isolation exercise, which is a terrible way to lose weight, because ultimately to lose weight, it's all about your energy management, so expending more calories than you're intaking. So really it's about your nutrition and then also expending calories. So when you're working out, the objective is to burn as many calories as possible to help with that calorie in and out, essentially. So you're not burning as many calories during this as you would any kind of cardio. Steady state, interval training, HIIT training, even just lifting weights at like a decent intensity. And also on top of that, not to mention, is this workout, it seems as though she wants you to do it with her. So this was a total of about 14 minutes. I think she stopped around 14 minutes. So it's kind of like the same thing as that first one. That was a 10-minute workout. This is a 14-minute workout. If this is all you're doing for your workout for the day, that's tough. It's going to be really tough to get slimmed down doing this. So she's kind of, you know, out here selling wolf tickets. Unfortunately, I don't know if there's any more that goes to this, but I don't really think there is. So that's a little tough too. So ultimately, you know, I wasn't giving grades before, but I kind of give a grade to this, like A, B, C, D, F. I'd give this like a D minus, just not good really at all. And you know, like I've said in the past videos, like I'm not trying to make these just to, you know, slam these people and just say they're terrible. I definitely point out the positive things in this, but unfortunately there wasn't a lot, and I'm not looking to be negative or whatever. But like I've talked about in past videos, is I'd like to call out the bad information out there, because never mind. I was gonna go and check how many views this has, but I'm sure it's a couple 100,000, you know, and I bet most of those are beginners and they don't really know any better. And if you're doing this expecting something to happen, that's unfortunate, because it probably won't happen. So yeah, that's it for the video. Unfortunately this one wasn't great. Well, I think the video was good, but her workout wasn't good. And yeah, if you have any recommendations for people you want me to cover, or any specific videos, workout videos, let me know. These are fun for me to do. I like kind of talking about programming and what's good, what's bad, and how you can fix it, and all that good stuff. But yeah, thanks people. I appreciate you for watching. And catch you next time. Peace.